Chapter 11. He said you should come to practice. Oprah said, shadowing me after lunch. Jesus, he was persistent. He stayed with me all the way to my locker. Who says what? I gathered my books. The coach, I got him to okay a late tryout. Oprah said impassioned. Can you come today? I tried to call you last night, but I didn't know your last name. It's Kim. I tried to think of a fast way to get out of this. I don't have any gym clothes with me. You get the stuff issued, Oprah said. Not to worry. Oh, was all I could think to say, which he seemed to take as a yes. He grinned and slapped my shoulder. Meet you in the locker room after school. The bell rang. My last class was over. I thought about what there was to do at home. Nothing. Not even homework. The show on Oprah was going to be on people who are morally their ex-spouses. So I came home and told Oma I'd be staying late for school activity. Then I headed to the locker room. There were two doors. One said varsity, the other junior varsity. I stood there for a second, then pushed open the varsity door. What the hell? Both doors led into the same room. It was like entering a beehive. Guys were busy suiting up, taping things. Pads lay like discarded parts all over the floor. No one looked up when I came in. You John Kim? Asked a man with a military bearing and a shiny whistle around his neck. He looked like the kind of guy who didn't like to be corrected. So I didn't. So I didn't. Oh, yeah. Mike Thurston, head coach. He extended his hands and shook hard, squeezing my fingers too silly putty. The guy was tan, almost Manu's natural color, but his blue eyes, pale as sea glass, gave away his background. Son of Thor. Mikko Ripanen says you play soccer. I nodded. Good. He laid a paw on my shoulder. As you probably know, our kicker is out of commission. I know. I'm sorry. His hand felt strange on my shoulder. It wasn't something Abachi would do. We're glad you're here, tough coach said. What size are you? Clothes and shoes. He came back with an armload of pads, helmet, cleats, and a uniform. He bumped, he dumped everything on the bench just as old Pro walked in, slapping me on the back and grinning a mile wide, like he just caught a fish or something. Ripping in an extra mile after practice. You can just breeze in anytime you want. Sorry, coach. My strange coach got a flat tire. Oprah winked at me. Besides, you know I always do extra. Coach grunted, but he didn't really seem mad. Glad you made it, Oprah said as I studied the mess of stuff in front of me. It's our first full pad worker today. Uh-huh, I said knowingly. There were enough pads here to build another Chan, or Jan. Here, he said, tossing me a gray t-shirt that was so worn it was the consistency of spiderwebs. This goes on first, to mop up the sweat and the stink. Oprah showed me how to put my hip and kidney pads into his kinky thing called a girdle. I don't know how to say it. Sliding the tight football pants over that was like putting the casing on a sausage. Next came the shoulder and elbow pads and then a practice jersey over that. On our way out, I caught a glance of myself, fully padded in the mirror. For the first time in my life, I looked huge. As in huge. Then Oprah came up from behind. Next to him, I looked totally small again. I decided I need to start lifting. Come on, you you dirtbags. You're holding everyone up. That's Kearney, said Oprah, the assistant coach. We threw it over to the rest of the guys. Monster and other guys were leading everyone into stretches. Half the guys couldn't even touch their toes. Thanks to my toe no do training, I could push my palms to the grass. Kendall looked at me funny when he walked by, like maybe having excellent hamstrings wasn't such a good thing for a football player. I don't know. Miners, no, M-I-N-E-R-S, ERS, hot, 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 with the jumping hacks, which is no easy task when you're wearing what feels like 50 pounds of equipment. Baths of sweat began to roll down my back. Helmets on. Coach barked. Old Pro helped me adjust the pads on mine. The straps made my chin itch. I felt like I was descending into a hot and sweaty hell. Go to the dummy. Go to the dummy. Go to the dummy. Everything echoed. Echoed. The dummy, an upright punching bag mounted on a heavy base, bulked where it was patched messily with electrical tape. Kill it, Kearney commanded. A guy slammed into the dummy and pushed it all over the field. The next guy managed to keep pushing it at a run. Faster, harder, push it, Kearney screamed. My turn. I took a breath, ran, and crashed head on into it. It barely budged. Was that a sneaker back in the line? What are you, a girl? Kearney yelled. Put some muscle behind it. I back up and charge again. Oof, my pads crunching to my shoulders as I push. Run, through it, Kearney yelled. He yanked me aside, like this. He smashed into it. Without pads and moved it a good 10 feet. I tried again. That's better. We did more drills. Then we scrimmaged. The Mexican-looking guy, monster friend, did the kickoff. I went in a couple times to play running back. Then coach lined us up in the end zone. In 2 rows. We have each of us shield-sized pad just like the ones we used in Tate now. Due to practice kicks, we're gonna let Rui Pennant run first. Run first, cause he's the biggest, wise guy. Kearney cackled, a little bit of necessary roughness to cut that big mouth down a notch or two. Yeah, you're on. Old Pro smirked, throwing his pad to the ground. Kearney picked it up. Old Pro back up about 30 feet, a ball under his arm. Ready, hosers? He called. You're gonna die. You weak, said Monster. Old Pro just laughed. He came up fast in between the lines, like a bull running after a cape. Everything leaning to cover him. He slowed but kept on driving. Then Kearney leaned in for a full body blow. Someone else smashed him on the head. Oprah breathed heavily, grunting, but then broke free. He's still with the ball. Nice try, losers, he said, waving the ball at us. He grabbed a path, began vengeance in his eyes. Next, my turn, around through, falling once, but didn't lose the ball, as some of the others did. I managed to get out, practically crawling on all fours. Man, I wish I was as big as Monster. He just basically strolled through the lines as if he was taking his Sunday constitutionally or something. No one come close to stopping him. All right, coach looked at his watch. Line up. We're leading you off easy today. Sprints. Oprah explained to me as we were headed to the opposite end zone. Coaches make us do this till someone's pucks get sick. Not talking, Coach yelled. His whistle clenched between his teeth. I want you to sprint to the 50. Bear walk back 4 times and quick. Anyone muck up. We're start all over again. The whistle screamed. We ran. They lumbered back on our hands and feet, butts high in the air. No knees. Kermit yelled at me, like every undulating bears. My arms and legs were lead. Blood rushed to my head. Faster. Quit lagging. Burgesses. Push it. Sprint down. 30 push-ups. Sprint back. Do it. Janovich. Keep going. Sprint down. 50 sit-ups. Sprint back. Come on, Leland. This is in afternoon tea. Heat and blood filled my head. My abs burning as I convulsed like pitiful bug on its back. 40 sit-ups to go. Oxygen depth acid max. Fukita. I found myself thinking, I'm going to die. Then I heard noise. Hi-ya! Monster on all fours, as if he was going to play horsey with a little kid, ejected about a bucket and a half Okay, gentlemen, coach said. Hit the showers. Man, Ram, what do you have for lunch? Robert eat erasers? Said his body, bending over Monster, who was sitting there with his hands between his knees. A few feet away, his barf pulled in the grass. The ground refused to take it. So, how you like it? Oprah asked me. It was okay. Every muscle, including those in my eyeballs, felt like it had been dipped in salt water and wrung out like beef jerky. It felt good in a bad way and vice versa, if you know what I mean. How come I didn't get to kick? I thought that's why you wanted me. Oh, he said, first we need to see if you can take it. The football part. This is nine-man ball. Kicker has to do more than kick. So how I do? Miku paused and looked at me, as if he was trying to figure out what to say. Something grabbed my stomach. All of a sudden I wanted to hear him say he thought I could do it. He shrugged. You obviously haven't played football before. He shrugged again. You have a lot of work to do, learning plays and stuff like that, but I think you can take it. I found myself grinning. That was enough.